Welcome back to Life Unlimited. I'm your host, Nora Oliver. Today we're uncovering something that touches all of us, the hidden toxins in our everyday lives and how they can impact our hormones, energy, sleep, and our mood. Joining me is Ashley Yanosick, a holistic nutrition expert with over 12 years of experience in the field. Ashley holds a degree in health science from Bridgewater State University. She is certified in nutrition response testing and is the co-owner of Natural Nutrition and Wellness in North Andover. She works with women, men, and children to address everything from digestive issues, hormonal imbalances, to autoimmune conditions and mood disorders. And she's especially passionate about helping moms because when moms get healthy, the whole family thrives. Let's dive right in and talk about how toxins might be filling up your body's bucket and what we can do to take that stress off your organs so that you can truly heal and thrive. So Ashley, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to have you here. We have so much to talk about and I have so many questions to ask. And I know we're limited in time, so I will do my best to ask the important ones.
Yeah.
So can you start by sharing a bit about your background and what inspired your passion to help others detox and live their lives?
Yeah, so working in the nutrition field for 12 plus years now, I learned a lot about how to clean up what I'm eating, what to avoid, how to balance my plate, how to balance my blood sugar, how to balance my hormones, but I really felt like the environmental toxin conversation was missing in my wellness journey. And so I really took a deep dive when I was pregnant back in 2020 with my daughter into anything and everything that I was wearing in my house, all of the exposures. Just bringing awareness to that was so eye-opening, and then helping my clients with that has really been a game changer.
That's an incredible story. So maybe a little bit about this. What was the experience of that aha moment that led you to focus on the environment, toxins, and hormonal health?
When I first found nutrition response testing, so this is a non-invasive form of muscle testing. We're looking for deficiencies, imbalances, and toxicities in the body. I really learned about the chemicals, the heavy metals, and how this was impacting our organs' function and how that impacts everything pertaining to our hormones. Our hormones control our energy, our mood, our metabolism, our sleep, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and just real quick, because I feel like, and I keep hearing this out there, that a lot of people think hormones, when we talk about hormones, it just pertains to women.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Right?
Men, women, children, we all make hormones. Yes. We can't live without them, and you name it, we have a hormone for it, right? We have a hormone for our energy, for our sleep, for our metabolism, so we literally can't live without them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Okay, so many of us hear the word toxins, but truly don't understand what that actually means.
Yeah.
Can you explain what toxins are and where they can commonly show up in our daily lives?
So when we're talking about toxins, we're talking about chemicals and heavy metals. Now, we can be exposed to these in a variety of ways. Most of these, it's a small amount and generally considered safe, but the problem arises is when we have long-term chronic exposure or a high dose of toxins that can be harmful. So we're going to kind of dive in to what those could be, where they're hiding. These can be found in our food. Food's a big one. Pesticides and herbicides are sprayed on our fruit, on our vegetables, and on our grains. So our wheat, our corn, and our soybeans, they're all sprayed with pesticides. So if we're not opting for organic here, then we may be exposed to too many of those pesticides. So that's on our food. When it comes to our water can contain things like heavy metals, arsenic. Our pipes can be old. There can be lead in there, in our water, leaching into our water. Depending on your town's water, we're going to talk more about that later. But this can contain chloroform or fluoride. So our food, our water, our air is another place where those toxins sneak in. This can be pollution from vehicles, from factories, cigarette smoke, or vaping now. And then there's something called VOCs. These are volatile organic compounds. These are found in the air through paints, through cleaners, hairspray is a big one, nail polish. Candles, yep, we're gonna talk about those today. And then we have household cleaning products with harsh chemicals, plastics, BPAs, phthalates, and personal care products, our makeup, fragrances, and preservatives, even things like formaldehyde can be hiding in our cosmetics.
That's scary.
Really scary.
Wow, because we know what that can do.
Yes.
Wow. So, okay, so my next question, which you kind of answered, but I want to ask it anyways. So you often, you talk about the toxins hiding in our everyday life, right? So can you share some surprising sources most people would never suspect? I know you mentioned quite a lot.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that others may suspect that, oh, wow, it's actually there, you just are not aware?
Yeah, we're going to dive deeper because I really like to bring awareness here, right? Not to scare people, but just to open up their eyes. They may not realize that they're living in a chemical toxic concoction of sorts. So a big one that we're going to talk about is air fresheners. So just yesterday I pulled up to a car and he had 6 of those Christmas trees hanging from his rearview mirror. Those are emitting fragrances, chemicals into a very small confined area in your car. So if you're spending an hour, 2 hours in your car every single day,
a lot of exposure.
It's a lot of toxins that you are breathing in, and this is burdening your lungs. So think about your car fresheners, but also think about in your home, the plugins that we love or the Febreze that we love to spray. Again, just depending on where those are, if they're in your bathroom, if they're in your bedroom, how many hours a day you're spending breathing those in. And then scented candles are a big one because they not only have the fragrance, the chemicals, but we are actually burning them. And so when we do that, this can then emit carcinogens into the air that we're then breathing in. Tricky one, most people don't really know about this, is mold hiding in your coffee.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, most people have heard about like the coffee pods. They're made of plastic. Those aren't so great. We don't want to be drinking those every single day. But coffee beans are stored in humid and warm climates. So this is the perfect condition for mold to grow. So if your coffee beans are not properly stored, if they're not properly tested, if they're not properly cleaned, you're not only exposed to mold, but mold can then produce mycotoxins. This is a whole nother world of toxins.
This is all new to me.
So you may be having your morning cup of coffee with a side of plastic, if you're using a pod, with a side of mold, and then a side of
and you wonder why you feel awful by afternoon.
Right, and so maybe you had 1 cup, maybe you had 2, maybe you had 3. But this is really, really stressful to our organs.
Wow.
A big one that I love to talk about is laundry detergent. This is such a big stress to the body because we are wearing our clothes
direct contact
almost 24/7, right? Think about even if you're sleeping completely naked at nighttime, you're still sleeping in your sheets and your blanket and your pillowcase that you washed in your laundry detergent.
Yes.
So we're going to talk more about laundry detergent, my favorite brands. But if your laundry detergent is a chemical concoction of sorts, then you're constantly exposed to this stressor all of the time.
Wow.
That's a big one. Something that most people don't know about is wheat products. So in the United States, we spray all of our wheat products with glyphosate, which is a pesticide. It's known as Roundup. You've probably seen people spray their front yards with it, right?
Yeah.
And we are spraying the wheat products with it. So breads, pastas, cookies, crackers, flours, pancakes.
Oh boy.
If we're not, it's a lot. If we're not opting for organic wheat products, then you're having your pasta with a side of pesticides, which might not be a big deal if you're having pasta once.
But for individuals with health issues, that's a huge impact.
Or even if, you're feeding your kid pasta, because kids love pasta, every other day.
And they eat a lot of pasta.
They might be having it 5 times a week. So again, those pesticides are building up. We're going to talk about the accumulation of those.
Wow. Okay. And just that alone, we're done with the show. That says a lot. Okay, so how exactly do these toxins affect our hormones, our energy, our mood, metabolism, sleep, our immune system? I mean, gosh.
Everything. They impact everything. Okay, so toxins can actually interfere with how we produce, secrete, and regulate our hormones. Because a lot of these toxins are now known as endocrine disrupting chemicals, it means that they are interfering with our natural hormones. So an example here, BPAs from plastic, phthalates in personal care products like our makeup, and pesticides, talked about some of these, they can actually mimic estrogen in the body.
Oof.
So if hormones, they all work together, right? So if one goes too high, others can go too low. So if estrogen goes too high, we can then develop estrogen dominance, we can develop low testosterone levels and thyroid dysfunction because our hormones all work together, right? So one goes too high, others go too low. It throws everything off.
Wow.
The liver is really important here because the liver detoxes hormones, not only toxins, but also hormones, specifically estrogen. So think about it this way. If your liver is burdened with the environmental toxins that we just talked about, then we add some alcohol on top of that. Then we add some sugar on top of that.
Oh no.
Then we add some processed foods on top of that.
The coffee.
We add the coffee on top. Now your liver can no longer process your natural hormones because it's so stressed out, it's so burdened. So this buildup can lead to PMS, fibroids, PCOS, acne, and mood swings. So think of the chronic toxin exposure, right? We said a little bit, no big deal. But that chronic toxin exposure, think about the laundry detergent here because it's almost like we never get a break from it. We're always in those clothes, in our sheets.
Right.
This is an invisible stressor, but it is a stress to your body. You can't see the laundry detergent, but your body can feel it.
It's always absorbing. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, all of the time. So if we're exposed to a chemical soup laundry detergent, this actually raises cortisol levels in the body. If those cortisol levels are high, this can cause adrenal fatigue, this can cause burnout, this can cause anxiety, and this can cause our reproductive hormones, progesterone and testosterone, to plummet. So again, it's all interconnected here, how those toxins burden our organs and then burden all of our processes. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. It's a scary world out there.
We're going to get to good stuff,
Wow.
to the positive stuff.
Well, no, it's great to be aware because then you know what steps you need to take to actually live healthy, especially if we have kids.
Yeah, and that's what I really like to do. I don't like to be the doom and gloom. I just want to bring the awareness just to get you motivated and excited to make some small changes, right? But I really believe like making small changes can be hugely impactful. Yeah.
Yes. Eat 2 times a week pasta versus 5.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Don't go cold turkey with everything because then you're having other issues with stress.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some, maybe let's talk about this first. So I love your bucket analogy, right? Can you explain what it means when you say our body fills up like a bucket over time?
Yeah, so I think this is just such a good visual for people to understand how the body works. I love just teaching people what makes their body tick. So imagine your body is a bucket, and over time your bucket, it fills up with the waste and the toxins that we've talked about. The good news is we have a liver, we have kidneys, we have a lymphatic system, we have skin, we have lungs, all of these organs, they are working for you every single day to empty your bucket, right? That's the goal. But the problem arises is if and when your bucket overflows. So it's hardly ever just one thing that overflowed the bucket. It really is that accumulation of months, of years of exposure. But if the bucket overflows, then your organs are screaming. They're on fire. They need help. They can no longer do their job optimally. So your body then will have negative symptoms. We're going to talk about those. But the symptoms or the illnesses is just your body's red flag to say, hey, something is off. Pay attention.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Yes, and I was going to say, once the bucket is too full, you start feeling it. You start having symptoms. You start like, whoa.
And that's your body working with you, right? It's not a bad thing. It's actually a preventative
It's working.
measure.
That means your body's working. It's telling you.
Exactly.
Alert, alert.
Yes.
So my next question is, what are some signs or symptoms that someone's bucket might be overflowing?
Okay, there's a lot of them, so I'm just going to read them off. So irregular periods, fatigue or burnt out, anxiety, depression, skin issues, that's a big one. So think eczema, psoriasis, rashes, hives, redness, low libido and infertility, hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, poor concentration, memory issues, headaches and migraines, allergies and food sensitivities, frequent colds and infections, and then difficulty losing weight, and then belly fat. So if our organs can't properly break down the toxins and excrete them, our body's really, really smart. It's really intelligent. What it does is if that bucket overflows, it takes those toxins and it shuffles them into our fat tissues.
Oh no, like storing it.
And it's really a protective mechanism, but it's only a temporary solution to put those toxins into those fat tissues. Eventually we have to get them out.
Wow, so that's why you see your body changing.
And working with clients over the years, they're like, I'm eating so great, I'm doing all the things, but I can't lose the stubborn weight. And so that's when I'll bring in the environmental toxin piece and say, hey, have you ever even thought about this? Because this could be a reason why the weight won't budge.
Real quick, I did a presentation for one of the local police officers, a little bit focused on nutrition. And one of the officers after the presentation came to me and said, I eat so healthy, everything, I do organic, I do non-GMO, and then I eat salads only. And I said, well, what are you putting in your salad?
Yeah.
And I said, can you bring up that dressing that you're adding to it? And you will not believe the amount of sodium it had in just the dressing itself. And what does sodium do to our body? retain water
Yeah,
and other issues.
puffy.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, well, you probably have filled up with a lot of water, or, like, I mean, we didn't even discuss all the other things he's eating.
Sure.
But that's the thing, is you have to, look at everything in your life, what you're putting into. So, okay. Now, once the bucket overflows, how does that stress our organs, and what can we do? What can be done to lead, or what leads to it if it's ignored, you don't do anything about it?
Right. So we have to talk about the liver here. The liver is such a big player in those detox pathways. The liver filters and breaks down toxins and excess hormones. Remember, the liver is really, really busy, right? So it's filtering the toxins, excreting the toxins, but also getting rid of excess hormones that we no longer need. So it's very, very busy. If the liver is burdened, stressed, overloaded, we can't process those toxins efficiently, and they can actually recirculate.
Wow.
Estrogen and cortisol may build up. This can cause hormonal imbalances. So this can lead to, if we ignore this, estrogen dominance, liver inflammation, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a sluggish metabolism, skin issues, and fatigue. That's just the liver.
Wow.
Another one that takes a hit is our gut microbiome. So our gut function can deteriorate because toxins actually will disrupt our gut lining and cause permeability, known as leaky gut. So this means that things are sneaking through now where they shouldn't be, causing immune reactions. Toxins can also harm beneficial good bacteria in our gut, which can lead to dysbiosis. And toxins can reduce the body's ability to eliminate waste when that bucket overflows. So if we ignore this, then we can develop food sensitivities, autoimmune issues, bloating, poor nutrient absorption, so we're not getting the most bang for our buck from our food, and inflammatory conditions. So we talked about the liver, we talked about the gut. The immune system also takes a hit when the bucket overflows. The immune system will stay in this alert mode, this fight or flight mode, because the toxins create a lot of inflammation in the body. So this can trigger autoimmune reactions and low-grade inflammation, but it also weakens our ability to fight off pathogens like bacteria and viruses. So if we ignore that bucket overflowing, we can have frequent illnesses, allergies, chronic fatigue, systemic inflammation, and autoimmune diseases. So just to kind of recap,
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but it almost makes me feel like, shouldn't this be taught in,
And
way early on?
That's how I feel, right? When it comes to the nutrition, our health, our wellness, we need to be talking about this, because we can't have healthy, functioning organs if this is causing so much stress, so much wear and tear.
Right, and I feel like our communities, our people are not aware.
Yeah.
And, whether we do programs for mothers, parents that are, recently pregnant, or maybe when they get married, we make a program for that. So, hey, you plan on having kids?
Yes.
Or not having kids. It's not just about the kids, but, maybe take this program. I don't know. I just feel like, wow.
It should be a requirement.
It should be a life requirement, right? You're born and you study this.
Yes.
Okay, so you say your goal is to take stress off the body so that our organs can repair and thrive.
Yeah.
Now, what are some simple first steps people can take to start reducing their toxics, like the full toxic load?
The load. Yeah, so this is the fun part, right? So I want you to start thinking about, like, personally anything that resonates today, right? How can we slowly start emptying your bucket to take that stress off of all of those organs that help with elimination? So I recommend checking out the EWG, the Environmental Working Group. They have an awesome website and they have an even better app that you can have on your phone. It's a great resource to have, and you can just start scanning your makeup, your household cleaners, your laundry detergent, and just start opening up your eyes. The app is great because it does all of the homework for you, right? So I'm a nutritionist, I can read a nutrition label, but reading a laundry detergent label, I'm not a scientist.
Right, there's a lot of big words.
I don't know half of those words.
Right.
So they do all of the work for you, and they will rate your product on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is really toxic, we want to avoid that. 1 is really clean and helpful.
Great, that's awesome. Okay, so what everyday swaps or small changes make the biggest difference, like in cleaning products, beauty routines, or the diet?
Yeah, so I would recommend check out the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 list. It's on the Environmental Working Group website. They have so many awesome resources. Maybe you've heard of this before, but they update this list every single year. So this is the cleanest and the dirtiest produce. The cleanest are foods like bananas and avocados that have a thick peel. So even if they're sprayed with pesticides, we're discarding that peel, we're not eating it. So we don't need to opt for organic there, which is super helpful. And then the Dirty Dozen is the dirtiest, most heavily sprayed with pesticides and herbicides. Things like a strawberry that has lots of nooks and crannies and we're eating the whole thing. We definitely want to opt for organic here to avoid those toxins. Love the EWG, they're awesome. And then I always recommend...
I'm sorry, what is EWG?
Environmental Working Group.
Okay, that's... I thought, is that another term for something else?
Yeah, so it's a totally free website, app, and they do all the homework for you. They're a nonprofit. They're looking at agricultural practices. They're looking at your water. They're looking at chemicals. They're looking at consumer products. They're fantastic.
That's awesome, yeah. So they're looking at everything.
And then I recommend the biggest changes is look at those big ticket items. Look at your laundry detergent, right? Because we're wearing this every single day. So my favorite brands are Molly Suds, Nellie's, and Branch Basics. Those are some great laundry detergents to look into. Or if you're not ready to give up your laundry detergent, that's okay. Look into your body wash or your soap. Again, this is something that you're using probably every single day, all over your body that you're lathering in. So when it comes to soap, I love Dr. Bronner's and Everyone. Those are two really great brands. And then another thing that we can look into is our water. So we talked about food, air, water, those containing toxins, but I think about as a human being, what do we need to thrive? We need food, water, and air.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep. Every day, all the time.
Right?
Yep.
It can be that simple. So a really good resource is clearlyfiltered.com. You can type in your zip code and see your town's water there. Every town is different. Some are better than others.
Yeah, I feel like because of this, I know we have standards. Each state has its own standards, but still, I feel like it's still...
They're not very good.
It's not, so you have to take your own steps in really making sure you have clean water. And
so this website is awesome. It shows you the total contaminants in your town's water, and then it shows you what contaminants actually exceed the limits of our health guidelines. So it prints you a whole report, and it might say that there's chloroform in your water. It might say that there's arsenic in your water. And then on the website, they actually have filters there. They have a fridge filter, they have an under the sink filter, and they show you that they will then remove 23 of the 27 contaminants found in your water. So it's really specific. Right. You know, clients will mention, well, I have a filter in my fridge, but I will ask them, what is that filtering? And they don't know.
They don't even know. Right. What, did you test your own water? Because I feel like even if you're reading whatever you live, town, city, those labels, right? But then when it comes to your house, it depends on your pipes, right?
Right.
It depends on what you're using to drink the water. What, you know, you're boiling. I know a lot of people, and this just, a lot of people think if you boil your water,
Yes.
it's killing everything. No, actually, because the water is evaporating. Now you're drinking more chemicals in your body because guess what?
Yeah.
Heat. What
And
does it
that's
do
not
to chemicals?
It's not killing any heavy metals in
Right.
there. So it's a really awesome resource. It shows you what's in your town water, what do we want to filter out, and how we're going to make some changes there.
Yep, maybe we'll do a whole episode on just water because there's so much I want to do, especially, I'm going to talk about,
Yeah.
you heard about that town in Massachusetts that got hacked by China
Yeah.
in their water system. Not to scare anyone, but
Yeah.
that could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
So,
Hugely important.
yes. Okay, so how important is hydration, sleep, and nutrition when it comes to helping the body detox naturally?
Okay, so this is really important. We just talked about water. Water is our body's transport system for flushing out and excreting those toxins. So our kidneys, they rely on water to filter waste and remove it through our urine. Water helps our liver and our lymphatic system move those toxins out of those tissues, those fat tissues, into those elimination pathways. Water keeps the bowels moving, preventing the toxin reabsorption, and water helps with sweating, another detox pathway, right? So it's really just keeping things flowing, keeping things moving in the right direction, helping us to empty that bucket. So when it comes to water, we want to aim for half our body weight in fluid ounces of water a day. That's the goal. So if you weigh 150 pounds, your goal is 75 ounces per day. I like to add things such as minerals, like a good quality Celtic sea salt.
Yes.
Love adding that to my water. Or a really good quality electrolyte. My favorite is called Cure electrolytes. And so this is important because this helps with cellular hydration. So we can drink a gallon of water a day, but if we don't have the minerals and the electrolytes,
It will not absorb, huh?
it's just going to go right through us. So the minerals, the electrolytes, they actually open the door to every single cell to allow that water in to fully hydrate those cells. Really important. And then things like herbal teas, dandelion, nettle, this can further help to support detoxification.
Right, that's like a whole other subject.
But great to like add to your water, right?
Yes.
Then let's talk about sleep. So sleep is so crucial because when we're sleeping, our body goes into this deep repair mode and this deep cleansing mode, right? Because everything else is quiet when we're sleeping. So this is really important for our brain and for our hormones. Our brain's cleanup system is active only during sleep. So this clears out neurotoxins and heavy metals that have been linked to Alzheimer's.
So cool.
Just while we're
Wow.
sleeping. And then our liver, phase 1 and phase 2, this is most active between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. No, yes, 11 p.m. and 3 a.m.
Okay.
So while we're sleeping, we're doing lots of cleansing, lots of detoxing during that peak 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So poor quality sleep can raise cortisol, suppress the immune system, slow down detox functions. Poor sleep can disrupt with that hormone clearance, getting rid of excess hormones. So we really want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. And being in bed by 10 so that we're in that deep restful sleep at 11 is so important for that detox rhythm, right? We want that 11 to 3. That's the money ticket right there. And just being mindful of caffeine, of screen time, and late night eating that can all impede with sleep and detoxing. Then when it comes to nutrition, there's specific nutrients that our body needs to support all of those detox pathways. So we're first going to talk about What the liver needs. The liver needs amino acids. These are found in our proteins. The liver needs B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, antioxidants like vitamin A, C, and E. We also need fiber. Fiber helps to bind to toxins so we can excrete them through our bowel movements. And we need phytonutrients. So these are plants that are active, that activate detox enzymes and help reduce inflammation in the body. So poor nutrition can starve those detox pathways. Things aren't working right. Create sluggish eliminations. Think constipation, poor bile flow, underfunctioning gallbladder. And poor nutrition can lead to blood sugar spikes, cortisol imbalances, and hormone disruption. So when it comes to optimal nutrition for detoxing, we really want variety. So we need the fiber from our green leafies, from our cruciferous vegetables, from our berries, from our legumes. Look at the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 here so that you know what to choose organic and what you don't have to. We really want quality protein for those detox enzymes, so eggs, poultry, fish, red meat, beans, and lentils. And we need healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, seeds. This is important for that gallbladder bile flow, but also for hormone transportation. And most importantly, we want to minimize sugar, alcohol, processed foods, vegetable oils, and artificial additives, as all of these are going to burden those detox pathways.
Yeah, that's a lot again. But good a lot.
Yeah.
So let's say if someone watching today wants to make their home healthier, what are 3 things they could maybe start changing today?
Yeah. Okay, so step number 1, look into your water. See what's in your town's water. You're drinking this, you're showering in this, your kids are bathing in this, you're cooking with this. It's a big stressor to the body if it's full of toxins, right? So look into your water. Next, I would say download the EWG app and just scan one product this week, right? Whether that's your laundry detergent or your soap, start there.
Okay.
My last one was laundry detergent. Laundry detergent, because it's something that we're exposed to all of the time. I think this is a really big one. And even clients who are using something that's free and clear, they think that it's clean. There's so much greenwashing. Those brands can market and say really whatever they want. So you think you're buying a healthy option, but really it's full of chemicals and toxins.
It's like buying a product that says organic, but what makes it organic? Like
Right.
You have to think about that. What percent, I had to learn the hard way, what percent does the product have to be organic to be called organic?
Yeah.
Think about that, do that research, right? Everyone can do that themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, so how can parents reduce toxin exposure for their kids, right? Especially with things like plastic containers, snacks, and we talked a lot about cleaning supplies.
Yeah. So I love working with moms. Again, when mom gets healthy, the whole family reaps the benefits.
Right.
So I always encourage moms, look into your household cleaners. Switching to an all-purpose cleaner, I love Branch Basics. They have a natural concentrate, and you can use this in your kitchen, in your bathroom, on your floors. So really your entire house. And now your kids are breathing in clean air. That is huge, right? Because they're spending a lot of time in your home. So mamas, look at your cleaning products. When it comes to food and snacks, I try to just control what I can, right? I can't control what my kids are eating at the grandparents' house. I can't control what they're eating at their friend's house. I can only control so much at school, right? So in our home, we do our best to avoid vegetable oils. Vegetable oils are man-made oils. They're highly processed and they're highly inflammatory, so we avoid canola, soybean, and corn oil. Again, a lot of these are sprayed with those pesticides that we talked about. And then we opt for organic wheat products. We talked about this one, to avoid those pesticides whenever we can. So organic bread, organic pastas, crackers, flours, pancakes in our home. Those are my 2 best recommendations.
Great ones too. Okay, so what's your advice for people who feel very overwhelmed and they really don't know where to start? It's overwhelming. It's like, what's the best thing I can do right now?
Yeah, and like I said, I never want to be the doom and the gloom and the fear mongering. I want to empower people to take that first step, bring that awareness, because you are in the driver's seat to your health, right? So by making a small change today, take one thing that we talked about that really resonated, download the app, put it on your phone. I can remember we were on our way to the beach and we forgot sunblock. So I ran into CVS, I busted out the app, and I'm just scanning all of the sunscreens and I find the least offensive one, right? It's really nice to have that resource on your side.
So simple too.
Right, to do the best you can.
You don't have to spend 2 hours searching all those long names, what they are. You scan it, it tells you, I think, also what's bad about it.
Yes.
This ingredient, because of that, right? It doesn't just say the number and good or bad. You
Yeah.
have to trust it. You can actually read the exact reason why, and then you can do research on those.
It shows you all of the ingredients, and it actually shows you what it's been linked to. So if it's been linked to asthma or allergies or cancer, and then you can choose whether this is something you want to use for yourself or for your children.
Exactly. Good. Okay, so we're almost done here. What's one powerful message that you want our viewers to take away about living a cleaner, more balanced life?
Yeah, I think it's not about being perfect, right? I work with a lot of clients who are the type A and they think everything has to be perfection. But I'm here to remind you that it's not a perfect world that we live in. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. There's no such thing as perfect health. So let the perfectionism go. Start with making some really small changes that can be so impactful for your health. I want a healthier future for my children, for their children, and really believe that we have the power with what we're purchasing. We can choose to purchase the Tide laundry detergent, or we can purchase the
decide
Branch
what
Basics.
to bring home. Exactly.
Right.
Nobody's shoving it in your mouth or your skin, or
So we can demand better products for our families, for our future.
Right. And then the other thing to add on is, it's okay if you eat not so great one day, and it's okay if you haven't gotten to figuring out what's in your makeup. Right? Because our body is actually, it's designed to help
empty
clean,
the bucket.
Right, exactly.
Every single day.
But if you're allowing so much of this on your day-to-day basis for a long period of time, then you're going to end up seeing symptoms and illnesses.
And you're going to know.
You're
going to know.
Your body's going to tell you.
That something's off.
You can wait for your body to tell you, or you can tell it to yourself before your body tells you.
Exactly.
Okay, so how can people connect with you or learn more about your programs or resources or what you can offer?
Yeah, so you can find me at naturalnutritionwellness.com. You can see all of our services there. Like Nora said, we work with men, women, children. We really believe in getting to the root cause of their symptoms, of their illnesses, looking at everything from nutrition to the toxins to their lifestyle to stress. And just helping to bring their body back into harmony. So we offer nutrition coaching, we offer nutrition response testing, we offer Reiki and microbiome testing. You can see that all on our website. I really hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it's been encouraging. I hope that it's motivating for you to just make a small change.
Especially it is your life, and your life is on your hands.
Yeah.
It's up to you to decide how you want to drive that, right? What direction you want to go. So thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate you have given us a tremendous amount of information that we can take home and decide what do we want to do, right? So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.